If we stretch out our bodies and our minds on a consistent basis, then we can become comfortable with that feeling of discomfort. Then we can adapt to changes much quicker. It's one of the paradoxes in life that if we want it to be flexible and relaxed, we have to go through something hard and uncomfortable. Flexibility is one of the big principles in resilience because it allows us to adapt to situations much easier. To get there is a challenge though. It hurts to stretch the body and the mind, but it hurts even more if we're not flexible. Here's an example. One time I attended this wedding, and during the exchanging of vows and the exchange of rings, the groom gives the bride a ring, and the father of the bride takes a look at the ring and says, that's a really small diamond, but whatever, like, we love you, it's gonna be okay. Everybody there was shocked. And the father of the groom, his face just went red and he just shut down. Now, the father of the bride noticed this, that everybody had changed and the rest of the party just became gloomy and down. Now, the next day, the father of the bride thought to himself, I made such a big mistake. So he calls the father of the groom and he said, hey, listen, I am so sorry for what I said yesterday. I should not have commented on the size of the diamond because now everybody is going to look at you and they're going to judge you for being poor. So no matter what anybody else says to you, don't listen to them. I love you and I fully support you. Meanwhile, everybody else is calling the father of the groom and says, don't listen to that guy. He's an idiot. He has no idea what he's talking about. Now, the father of the bride, that's the only way he could have seen things. In his culture, a person's worth is defined by their financial success. And he is a successful businessman. He lived in a very enclosed life because all he did was interact with his clients or other people who were successful. He was constantly getting the message that he was a worthwhile human being and that he was amazing. Oh, your house is so amazing. Your skills in this business are so amazing. You look amazing. Society kept on giving him the message that he was the ideal person living the ideal life. So in his mind, his values and perceptions must be right. If he felt that somebody was inferior, then everybody must feel that that person is inferior. Because he was living such an enclosed or insular life, and he was getting the same messages over and over again, his mind became rigid. Now, many of us live in enclosed lives, even though we don't realize it. I mean, the algorithm for social media platforms feeds us things that we already agree with and are comfortable with. Flexibility is about change. And it's difficult to be flexible because it takes a lot more effort and energy to change. For example, if I sit like this all the time, then my chest muscles actually shorten. Then when I go to stretch it, there's a pain to that stretch because my body has to add tissues and reorganize the muscles for it to lengthen. That's a lot of work. The mind is the same. So if I've learned something and it's repeated over and over again, then the neurons in my brain connect. And over time, they form a very strong connection. If I'm exposed to something that doesn't quite match what I've learned, and I want to incorporate that into my mind, there's a discomfort to that because I actually have to break apart the strong neuron connections so that they can connect to other neurons. That's a lot of effort, and many people will just reject the new information outright. Flexibility is the ability for us to quickly adapt to changes. So if we wanted to become flexible, we need to expose ourselves to things that we're not comfortable with. If we stretch out our bodies and our minds on a consistent basis, then we can become comfortable with that feeling of discomfort. Then we can adapt to changes much quicker. Now, if you think about it, adversity is nothing more than a new experience that's vastly different than what we're used to. It's a change. So flexibility is important because it lets us adapt to this change much quicker. And it minimizes the damage we do to our bodies and our minds. What new movements, people, environments, and ways of thinking do you expose yourself to on a regular basis?